Namaste, I am Tejaswini and welcome to Astrology and Dharma. At present, Saturn is transiting in the Pisces sign in the Uttarabhadrapada nakshatra. He will be going retrograde from 13th of July till 28th of November for about 135 days. Vakri Shani is an extremely strict judge and he will review and correct mass level adharma. He will continue in the Pisces sign throughout this time, but in terms of the nakshatra, he will re-enter Poorvabhadrapada retrograde on 3rd October, and when he goes forward again, he will re-enter Uttarabhadrapada on 20 February 2026. Poorvabhadrapada is a severe and intense energy. This nakshatra can be either exceptionally cruel or exceptionally spiritual. Its keywords are challenges, harshness, hard work, cruelty, karma, closures. Poorvabhadrapada specifically supports all dangerous and risky activities which result in pain, revenge or retribution. Then Uttarabhadrapada nakshatra is a bit difficult to understand because it is extremely adaptable. It has a typical innate cunning. It can gauge the situation and if needed, it can change sides in a blink. Its goals are fixed, but it is very flexible when it comes to means, and that is why it is dangerous. It will pretend to agree with you, but later it will do exactly what it has decided to do. It is a very determined nakshatra and it does not allow anyone to interfere with its plans, and it can go to any extremes to achieve its goals. Its long-term goals are always helpful for the overall humanity. But as a part of its long-term strategy, it does not hesitate to take destructive actions. It accepts that destruction is an essential part of creation. So Saturn going first retrograde and then forward in these two nakshatras will put an end to some things in a rather final and dramatic way. He will also lay down the foundations for some new processes in his typical deliberate and systematic manner. Right now we will see the negative effects, but in the long term, these are going to benefit humanity. Saturn is the slowest moving planet, and when he goes retrograde, he gets even more power to influence everyone's lives. So open your horoscope and check out the position of Saturn, the house, the sign. Then list out any significant events which happened between April till mid-July 2025. These parts of your life will be affected by the retrograde, and you may have to take some corrective actions, perhaps review these things. Then retrograde planets are more powerful than normal planets, so you can use these energies to start new projects, but whatever efforts you put during this time will give their full results only when they become forward again. Then before he changes direction, either ways, retrograde or forwards, Saturn will be stationary or Stambit for about 10 to 15 days. Stambit Saturn is the most powerful form of Saturn. He pours out his entire energy into one point of the zodiac continuously for 10 to 15 days. Stambit Saturn will bring some life-changing events in all our lives. First, from 9th to 16th of July, the energy release is at the 7th degree of Pisces. And again, when he changes direction in November 2025, he will be stationary from 20 November to 6 December, and the energy release is at 0 degrees of Pisces. In these time frames, there may be extreme events like natural disasters, sabotages, assassinations of important people, or political upsets. We can also expect some important policy changes or court decisions in the interest of real justice. On a personal level, you will feel the stationary Saturn energy more strongly if your birth Saturn is also stationary, or if you have any birth planets or your Lagna degree is at these precise degrees of Pisces. Interestingly, during this Saturn retrograde, he is also strongly influenced by the other cruel planets, the kroor graha. First, Mars will be aspecting Saturn with his 7th and 8th aspects from the second week of June till mid-September 2025. Especially 20 to 25 July, we'll see some intense events like invasions, sabotages, etc., which can escalate the ongoing global war situations or open up new war fronts. Then Rahu is within 15 degrees of Saturn throughout this entire time. So the cursed Rahu-Saturn combination will keep giving us pinpricks. In fact, the entire 2025 is dominated by the Shapit combination. And from 3rd October to 1st December, Saturn and Rahu will be again together in Poorvabhadrapada nakshatra. This destructive combination will again strongly activate the Shapit Yoga energies, and Saturn in Pisces is water and Aquarius is air, and they will continue to be the two favored arenas for confrontation. Then because of his close proximity to Rahu, Saturn will be also involved to some extent in the eclipses during September 2025. Eclipses are linked to collective karma. They affect the destinies of nations. Eclipses will continue to trigger karmic events of present destruction and future realignment. Then Saturn and Sun will mutually aspect each other from mid-September to mid-October, which will cause conflicts between the governments and the people in various nations. Another interesting point is that Jupiter will shift to Cancer from 19th October till 3rd December. He will be forward and retrograde then. So in this time frame, Saturn in Pisces will benefit from Jupiter's support, as Jupiter owns Pisces. But Rahu will be free to behave as he pleases in Aquarius. This energy can be used for intense destructive actions, which in the long run will give favorable results. And some nations will use this intense window of opportunity, and those who do not will suffer the negativity. Now for some general predictions. On the weather front, things will continue to remain uncertain. Rain, heat, winds are all going to be mixed up. Intense heating followed by rain can lead to natural disasters, and this will also affect agriculture in several areas. On the material levels, mostly there will be turbulence. Saturn is linked to karmic consequences. So on the global levels, all the wars will intensify and new ones will begin. The global map of the nations is in the process of being redrawn, and it is going to be painful. Saturn is the karma karak. In this time, the collective karma of the entire humanity is going to mature, and historical debts will be up for resolution. So expect sudden reversal in policies and strategies. Unpredictable failure of institutions or governments or societies or mass unrest, protests is possible. Mistakes in policies which had affected large groups of people can come to light. Especially the justice systems may give some confusing judgments. Industries which employ large number of workers must be careful because sabotage or worker unrest is possible. Then corrupt leaders, officers, politicians may be exposed in this time. Scandals where mass of people was exploited can come to light, and some new political leaders may rise as mass public leaders. Only those of us who have been working hard, sincerely, following Saturn's keywords can get some good benefits in this time. This time is something like a cosmic audit. Everyone has the choice of action, but not of the consequences of that action. These consequences have to be endured or enjoyed in the next lives or by the descendants also. For Bharat, the genuine citizens will now realize that it is ultimately a civilizational conflict and we have to fight our war alone. The innocence or perhaps the stupidity of trusting others disguised as allies or partners will vanish. There will be some horrific incidents of crimes against Hindus in the nation, as some parts of the nation will continue to burn. All this will finally convince the genuine citizens that the real enemy is within the nation and also outside the nation. Saturn retrograde in Pisces, which is the last house of the natural zodiac, will give good results to those who follow karma. He may give good progress in Tantra, confer siddhis, and give some deep realizations to genuine spiritual aspirants in this time. On the individual levels, Saturn is your karmic schedule. So when retrograde, you will have to redo, repeat, and review your actions as per your karmic pendency, and events linked to him cannot be fully avoided. But you can reduce the negative impact and improve the positivity by doing his remedies. Remedies, as always, are the two, mantra and dan. So do the mantra of Saturn regularly and give away the items connected to him in a Navagraha temple or in the flowing water or the sea. You can also light a sesame oil lamp for him. Do these mantra and dan on the day he changes direction, changes his nakshatra, and on Saturdays. And you have to do your daily pujas, worship your Kul Devata. And the third option is, if you are a student of Jyotish, then you can intelligently modulate your behavior as per your horoscope for maximum positivity. The effects of the retrograde will vary as per the personal charts. But as a general remedy, everyone should try to bring in the qualities of Saturn: hard work, practical approach, pragmatic mindset, logic, and focus on what you want in your life. All of us must use the Saturn retrograde as an opportunity. Use his power to reevaluate and refine your efforts, improve your ongoing projects. Now let's see the Saturn retrograde predictions for the birth moon signs. Here the first phase is Saturn retrograde in Uttarabhadrapada and the second phase is Saturn retrograde in Poorvabhadrapada. Then for the Aries birth moons, Saturn retrograde is average for you. So focus on maintaining your current position in life. If you have support from your birth chart, you can expect some positivity and success. Just keep on doing everything steadily and be sincere about your work. Business prospects are not so good, so do not get into risky ventures. And if you are not sure about something, ask for help or advice. The second phase will be better than the first phase, so you can take up some long-term projects in October and November. This is the first phase of your Sadesati. So this retrograde may seem overall dull and a bit demotivating also. Then for the Taurus birth moons, this Saturn retrograde is good for you. You were very active when he was in the forward motion, and now you will feel things slowing down. Use this time to consolidate all these projects which you had initiated between April and July. The first phase will give you several opportunities to make money and gain a positive reputation. So network, meet new people, discuss things, strategize, go over your plans and start converting your ideas to reality, and use the even slower second phase to recheck everything, sort out all the fine points, do all the paperwork. Be careful of jealousy and evil eye from your competitors and co-workers. Then for the Gemini birth moons, Saturn retrograde is average to good for you. You may have gone through some problems when he was in the forward motion, and now the tension will reduce. Phase 1 will give you some relief, and phase 2 will give you some long awaited good news and some good new prospects. Even if these new projects may not feel up to your expectations, they will be useful for your growth. So use this 2-month opportunity. Work hard, focus on the long-term gains. Short-term gains are not likely in this time, so avoid risks. Learn to be patient in the office, ignore the negativity and keep your mind focused on the practical aspects, focus on your own self. Then for the Cancer birth moons, Saturn direct is somewhat supportive for you, but his retrograde is not so favorable. You will feel your life slowing down. Be careful as Saturn can create tensions in your life. Problems which were simmering for long can suddenly erupt, and you will now have to handle these as emergencies, and it may get a bit tiring also. So in this phase, plan every aspect of your life, be ready with the plan B. Even if others expect you to do something for them, do it only after securing your own things. For example, first negotiate your payments and do not assume things. Pay attention to your personal health, diet and rest, and keep some saved money as a backup. Then for the Leo birth moons, in this Saturn retrograde, phase 1 will be average to somewhat tiring. Your in-laws and your spouse will take up your time. Maybe their health may be affected or something. You may be a victim of misunderstanding, malicious gossip and secret enemies or the evil eye in this time. Do your daily pujas and energy cleansing on Tuesdays and Saturdays for protection against negative energy. You have to focus on maintaining your life normally. Be sincere and systematic. Especially pay attention to your health. Phase 2 can be more tiring unless you have a favorable Jupiter to help you. There is a chance of a minor surgery or a sudden health issue. So do not ignore any symptoms. Then for the Virgo birth moons, Saturn retrograde will be average to good for you. Phase 1 will be a bit dull, but phase 2 will be much better. At home, there may be some issues with the spouse or the in-laws, so deal with them before they turn into major problems. Office and business will be less than expected. Also be alert regarding your diet and personal health. But the second phase should give you some good gains, especially for people connected to finance, law, business. You can lay the foundation of long-term gains. So network, meet new people. Use these 2 months. Make the most of the opportunities, because again, when Saturn goes forward again, he will again reduce the auspiciousness. Then for the Libra birth moons, phase 1 will be quite good for you and phase 2 will be average. So adjust your expectations accordingly. The retrograde is good for you, but compared to forward Saturn, things may seem a bit slow. Overall, things will remain in your control, but some expected gains may get delayed. You may be swamped by work, but you will be able to manage it all. Take on these projects as challenges and show off your skills in handling even difficult assignments. Your work will be recognized and this image building will be very valuable for you. Use this time to put in very deep roots in whatever projects you take up. Then for the Scorpio birth moons, Saturn retrograde will be average for you. There will be mixed results and phase 2 will be better than phase 1. You have to work on maintaining your current position, especially keep a very tight control over your finances. Avoid unplanned expenses and risky investments. You might feel overconfident or aggressive, but do apply your common sense. Your work-life balance may be affected, so plan your office work. Be systematic. In the second phase, you will get some relief with unexpected luck and support from your seniors. In this phase, talk to them, take their advice and help in the home and also in the office. Then for the Sagittarius birth moons, Saturn retrograde is average to good for you. Phase 1 will be better than phase 2. So complete any important things by October. Your spouse, your business partners will be supportive and you might get some good monetary gain in this time. But phase 2 can be trying as your home life may get stressed out. Your mother, spouse, in-laws or your children can create issues of some sort. Especially pay attention to your children. Do not let them keep secrets from you. Then health issues related to diet and rest can affect your personal health. Your office and finances will remain more or less stable, but do not let your family issues affect your office work. Then for the Capricorn birth moons, Saturn retrograde is very good for you and it can even be excellent depending on the power of your birth chart. Phase 1 will be a bit slow, but phase 2 will be very good for you. You will have to grab every opportunity in this time, work hard and sincerely so that you can lay down solid foundations for your future progress. You will get good opportunities, use them to secure your finances, get ahead in your profession, improve your health, enjoy your family life, and focus on the long term gains. Systematically build your life in this time because Saturn is going to give you the courage to act boldly. And for the Aquarius birth moons, Saturn retrograde is average to good for you. Phase 1 is better than phase 2. So get your important work done in this time. In phase 1, work on your health, your home life and your office work. Also reconnect with your extended family, friends and social circle. Show off your skills and earn a good reputation as this will help you later. In phase 2, you may have to face hidden obstacles, malicious gossip and secret enemies. In this time, avoid risks and focus on maintaining your position. Personal health should always be a priority. If you plan in advance, keep your plan B ready, you can effectively manage this time. Otherwise, it will be difficult. Then for the Pisces birth moons, Saturn retrograde will be average in the first phase. There will be overwork and multiple issues may require your attention. And you will get time to handle these issues, but you have to plan and be systematic. Also make sure that you follow a good diet and get enough rest. In the second phase, you will feel some positivity as some good projects may come your way. Again, be prepared to work hard. Use these 2 months well. You will get some long-term benefits from these opportunities. And even if you feel that you're not getting anything immediately, do not abandon your projects. You will get the results in February, March 2026 onwards. It is Janma Shani and he is Vakri. It will be tiring. People with Revati as Janma Nakshatra will be better off than Janma Poorvabhadrapada and Janma Uttarabhadrapada nakshatras. So be careful. Thank you for watching. Namaste.